Hello, North Area Dragons. This is your fearless dragon leader, and I'm here to bring you another tool to help build your communities within your residence halls. So what I've done is create a specific tool for each and every one of you to help talk with each of your residents and get some more information about them so that you can be a better CA or SCA for your communities. So when I was an RA back in college, my supervisor asked me to do this, actually required me to do this. And at first I wasn't so happy about it because I thought that this was really telling me how to do my job and making some confinements for me. And in the end, I was completely wrong, and this was the best thing I've ever done as an RA, and it helped me create the best community that I had ever had, the most open and supportive community. And so that's what I want to now bring to you, and this is what I'm requiring that every CA and SCA within the North area does, so that we, as the North Purple Dragons, are hands down the best residential area on campus. So let's go ahead and get to that tutorial, okay? So as you can see, this one, for example, will be for Pearson staff, but each of you in this email has an attachment that has one for your specific building. Down at the bottom, you look and you'll see that there is a tab for each person. So go through and find your own tab. We're going to use Allison for an example for this, so thanks, Allison. So the whole goal of this, like I said, is to build community, to have a conversation with every single one of your residents, and to just have a way to kind of organize that so that you have some information. So if you look at the top, you see that there is a column for each, so their room, it has their name on it, it has a nickname if they go by it, so you have that information, and then year, major, fun facts, and go over the year and concerns. So what I'm going to ask you to do is have a conversation with each person and then fill out these categories for them. So by the end of it, you'll have all of these things filled out for everyone. So as Allison's walking down the hall, she looks and then she sees that her resident Taylor Johnson in 325 has her door open, and so she stops by and starts chatting with Taylor. I don't expect you to have these sheets out as you're having the conversation because it's all on your computer, but just talk with her and get to know her, and then fill out this form afterwards so that as you're having conversations with students, slowly you get to fill this out conversation by conversation when you get back to your room. And that way you can get to know your students and slowly have this done. And so I know that you've already had some conversations with students during opening, and so you already have a head start to get this done, and so you can start seeing who you haven't talked to. So say Allison goes, she's chatting with Taylor, and afterwards she fills it out. She learns Taylor is a senior, so she fills out the year and that she's a psychology major. And then as she's talking, things come up, like the fact that she went to Russia this summer, or that she has 7 siblings and that she's the oldest of them. And you know, a thing that you'll want to ask about, you don't have to be very obvious, like, so please tell me a goal for the year, but just ask, like, so what are you looking forward to this year? Things like that. Make it easy, simple conversation, and use that to then fill this out. As far as concerns go, that doesn't mean you need to ask them what concerns they have. That's more for you. So if you're concerned, based on the way Taylor's talking, it sounds like she's pretty homesick. So maybe note that in there. So as you have these all finished, you can kind of start seeing trends, like, oh yeah, this whole group that's homesick. What can we do about that? Or you have this whole group that seems really nervous about academics. So like, how can we bring in programming and resources to help them out for all of that? So yes, by the end of this time frame, you should have all of these finished. So if you have any questions, let me know. If we want to look at the SCAs really quick, you have your entire building on here because your goal as an SCA is to develop community within the whole building. So I'm not saying that within the time frame that I provide that you need to have this entire thing filled out, but what you do need to do is have the majority of it filled out. You need to be taking time to talk with your residents and get to know them. So what I'm going to ask SCAs do is to make sure to each day be having conversations with students from each floor, not just the one you live on, but each floor, and be filling these out. And then as the year goes, we're going to be checking in periodically to make sure that the majority of this is filled out. Alright, so there we go. Hopefully this makes sense, and if you have any questions, you know where I am. Okay, so now that you've seen that run through showing Allison's community as an example, I want you to make sure that you go and pull up the one that I've sent in this email for your specific community, find your tab, kind of look through it a little bit. If you have any questions, go ahead and, email me, stop in the office, let me know. Happy to answer them. But really, I want to give you as many tools throughout the year so that you can be successful, to make your job easier. Just like the whole tip about keeping your door open, I'm very serious, and I meant it, and I'm very serious about this. I am requiring every CA and SCA to use these dragon discussions just for you. Nobody else has these. It's top secret, so don't share. Just kidding. You can share if you want to. But make sure that you fill these out. I'm going to ask that, since you've already started these conversations, it will actually be a lot easier. You fill out the ones that you've already got the answers for, and you should already start having a good relationship with those people anyway, since you've already had the conversations. Find every single person who lives on your floor that's on this list. Have a conversation with each of them. Again, it can be in groups. If they're already together, that's fine. Do however you want, as long as by the end of this, every single person has the whole row of things filled out for them, okay? Except the concerns. You don't necessarily have to have a concern about everyone. That's more for things that we should know if we have concerns to keep following up on. Let's think about it. It's the first week of classes now. I was only given 2 weeks as an RA to fill all this out, which was definitely a daunting task. I was able to do it for sure, and it was actually a lot of fun, but I'm going to give you a little more time. I know you're busy, and I know you have a lot on your plate, so I definitely want to be more flexible in this. So if we think about it, let's say that these are due by the end of the next few weeks. So let me pull up my calendar and see what official date we want to pick for this. So today is September 6th, Friday. So let's see, 13, 20, 27, 4. Okay, so I'm going to give you an entire month to do this. That's double the amount of time that I had, and I think most of you have less residents than I have. So I have really high expectations because of how amazing all of you were in training. So I'm going to give until October 4th. That's a whole month, so that you can take the time and have good conversations with each of your residents and fill out these full sheets, okay? So by October 4th, I should have an email from every single person that has their sheet connected. An easy tip for what you can do is, when you pull up the sheet for your whole building, go ahead and delete all the other tabs from everyone else and just keep yours there, so that when you send it to me at the end and when you have it saved on your computer, it's just your little tab, and that makes things a lot easier, okay? All right. Good luck. I hope this tool is really helpful for you. Again, October 4th. That's when I want everyone to have these submitted to me by email, okay? So then we can start talking about how it's going, all right? You can do it. I'm very proud of all of you and so excited to be part of the Purple Dragons. I love it. All right? Good luck.